What's up, YouTube? This is Tien, bringing you another YouTube video. We are going to do another Overexplained run. If you guys didn't catch the first Overexplained run, I'll have a link to it in the description. This video is going to kind of assume that you've already watched that first one. And so I am going to first start about talking about kind of what we've learned. I think the last video I was at under 300 rating. I'm currently at 499. Hopefully by the end of this video we reach 500 rating. But yeah, this is going to be round one. But I do want to talk about kind of the vendors, some of the stuff that we've learned, and give you some tips before we even enter and start in round one. So I want to talk a little bit about first what I call the big three of units, and that's Thunderbirds, which you purchase from Kiloava, Ravagers, which you purchase from Comb, and then the Hinoka healer guys. I forget exactly what their names are, but they're from this guy, Tawanhanku Nuku or something. Anyways, I'm not really good with the names. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation. But, because of these particular vendors and like those three units, I actually value the currencies a little bit different now. So like 500 of this Hinakura tribe currency might be worth more than like 750 from the Tukohama tribe, for example. So, it's not just about the overall total, while that does still matter. Some of the currencies I'll value a little bit more, especially like depending on what point it is in the game and what my board needs in terms of like offense, defense, and flanking. So, okay, let's hop into round one. We'll just scan the rewards like we usually do. Nothing insane here. The only thing I've full stopped for is like a divine, maybe like 4 or 5 chaos. Like, I'll let it break the decision if it's close. Maybe you'll see some situations like that in the future. I'm going to go ahead and take this one. It has a sword that I don't really care about, but it has 500 of this currency that we were just talking about, as well as, just 1,000 other currencies that are quite good as well. It's competing with this one, which, has actually more currency overall. But remember, I'm valuing this Hinakura tribe currency here. So let's go ahead and grab it. And this is the unit that I was talking about, actually, Hinakura's Horn. The reason it's good, it bolstering spirit, plays near totems of fallen teammates, bringing them to life faster. So if you die in this game, I don't know how long it takes for you to revive. I actually think it's like dependent on the type of monster that kills you. The Roas sometimes will add 5 seconds to your timer. Sometimes there's an item equipped that'll make it take longer. So this guy will just make you spawn faster. And when you're in monster level 83, sometimes the monsters kill you in one shot, especially some of the bosses. And so you might see that later on in this run. My particular character is not super tanky at all. Tidecaller, this unit's just really great. It's also a really good defender, but in the beginning, I don't want 2 people on defense. I'm going to put on an escort, and I'm going to put it behind me, and that's so my totem can tank, and Tidecaller it'll be the safest slot, so to speak, of my escort slots. So let's go ahead and just put the other guys on flank. Nothing's really changed about the flank. I do want to talk a little bit about Sage versus the Turtle versus the Warrior, and like when you would want to use them. But we'll get into that a little bit later. This Fire Breather, I actually really don't like this unit at all. What he does is he just starts the round and then kind of just suicide bombs into stuff. It doesn't play very good, and it doesn't act like a very good defensive turret, because like the unit will be gone. He doesn't actually like battle at all. He just kind of suicides. So maybe you'll see that during the match here. I didn't scout my opponent's board here, but it's worth noting he has nothing on attack. And so what I want to do is, because I have flankers and he has nothing on attack, I kind of want to occupy the defenders so the defenders don't kill my flankers. So I'm moving forward a little bit here as opposed to just playing defense. There's nothing to play defense against. He has 1 flanker up there. And you can see we're just kind of steamrolling his board here. You saw me channeling his back line here, but I want to break the channel so I don't get stunned by the Spearfisher. The escort units that I have, it's actually just 1 unit, the Tidecaller right now. He's going to do what I do. So if he's alive, he'll come next to me and he'll start channeling what I channel. He'll attack what I attack. And that'll really speed up some of these early rounds. It's not just about winning, but it's also about winning efficiently. And, this particular round went really well. went ahead and won pretty quickly here. Okay, so with this currency, we got the Huna currency. The Spear Dancers are great. I really like those guys on Escort. They help with attacking and defending. Field Masters, these guys are great on flanks. They create walls that make it awkward for units to stop them from flanking, basically. I'll buy another Hinakora's Horn. And, okay, let's go ahead and just... I'll use this opportunity to kind of talk about, like, what is my team good at doing right now? And right now, it's, like, really good at defending because I'm going to have 2 Hinakora's Horns. And it's not very good at, like, dealing damage. So I want to keep, actually, my melee units, the Tuatara and the Warriors, so they can, like, flank and do damage. So I'm going to sell the Sage. I do like the Sage. I think he's a good, like, corner attacker. But right now, based on, like, the texture of my board, I kind of want to keep that. Okay, well, I mean, my eyes are currently drawn to the 750, 750, 750, 5 Chaos here. If this didn't exist, I would take Rakiata's offer here probably and check the div card, see if it's like an apothecary or something. It's not. Yeah, I mean, not much to say here. This was just kind of a no-brainer decision, and it would have been probably close between the 7 fuses and the 3 Chaos, but I would probably just go 3 Chaos if this one didn't exist. Let's just go ahead and take it. Put our Spear Dancer on Escort, and then the Defender back here. I'm kind of splitting this, so like, why didn't I put the Defender here on this side, for example? I'm splitting it so like both of my sides have like good balance, so to speak. Right now, my top side's kind of like my stronger side because, you know, this guy's on my top side. This Escort guy, you know, he doesn't really sit here. He's traveling with me, but like I have 2 flankers on this side. So like the top side is my stronger side. The bottom side is my weaker side, is what I would say. This guy has no real units of interest. Yeah, he's got 4 guys on defense and only 2 flankers. We're just going to play a little bit more in the center here to deal with this 3 units that he put on attack. You wouldn't want to like charge into him, for example, and maybe die to like a boss one-shot. We're just going to play on more our side of the board. At this point, I'm kind of just like watching the mini-map, seeing if my flankers are doing damage. So the enemy turrets will glow red if they are being attacked. My turrets will also glow red if they're being attacked. So I kind of have an eye on the mini-map while doing damage here. And I can see right there my flanker did a little bit of damage up here. I'll see if there's an opportunity maybe to finish off that turret. One thing you can do is kind of draw the defenders away from attacking your flankers by like kind of just poking out positioning wise and, you know, kind of like tempting them to attack you. And so maybe your flankers can get a little bit of additional damage. And you don't always want to do that. You know, it's not always a great opportunity to do that. But in that particular case, when we're playing in the middle, I think that's why like middle control is important. But like if you're playing in the middle, it gives you the opportunity to like react quickly to stuff that's happening on either side of the board. Right now, just kind of defending my my turrets against these proc shield guys. This is kind of a back and forth battle here. It's our first opportunity to really kind of just push into them. My flankers have not been doing a good job of like actually getting any real damage done here. You can see my flanker did a little bit of damage to the bottom side, which is like my opponent's weaker side. So I'm just going to take a look. My Ancestral Totem's about half. This one's almost dead. I'm going to finish it off. So I went ahead and finished off that totem. So that's a unit that won't respawn. You know, it's dead. So it actually kills the unit as well. I don't know if you guys know that, but if the unit was alive and like flanking and doing other things, it is now just gone. It just falls down completely. This is really important for like the Titanic Turtles, or if you know, you have an opportunity to base race or something like that. This also applies to you as well. So he's like attacking my main turret, but if he's over there, that means he's not back here defending at all. And my turret has a lot of life, and I can see the life of it. In the upper left of my screen, right next to my skitter bots, you can see the like health of my totem. And so right now I can see that I have way more totems than him. So if he wants to base race, let's base race. And we can just end the fight here, I think, on the spot. Okay, cool. Got a lot of favor with this one. We got 5 Chaos Orbs. Really good round there. Just round 2 of the fight. These War Callers are great. On Escort, they give Rampage. This is actually really expensive for this War Venom item, so I'm just going to buy the one for 650. I really don't like Fire Breathers, and so it looks weird here that I have 750 I'm not going to spend. But I know that this particular currency, if I can get 250 more via like selling 2 125 units, I can buy later a Ravager or something like that, which I really want. Mata, this is a pretty decent unit. It just charges ahead. This one has an item on it. Go ahead and grab that. If there was an item for 150, I might grab it, just to like zero out my currency with that tribe. These Goliath Knights are really great. I like them on flank or on escort. They have a very strong slam. Opposing Goliath of Knights are actually really strong and can one-shot you when you're doing these high item level ones. So just something to keep in mind there. There's another 750. Our board's looking pretty good. If there was a good reward, I would take it. But again, it's just not very good. So let's just go ahead and go the 750. I'll talk a little bit about this eliminated on next loss and then your roundup here. So if you really want to get rid of someone, it typically gets harder the deeper you go. Their boards will have more units that are associated with their tribe. And, you know, with experience, you know which boards are extremely strong. Like Comb, for example, will have a lot of Ravagers on his board at the end. So here's a good chance to like eliminate him. If it was like close between this reward and this reward, I would go and try and eliminate Comb right now so I don't have to face him at the very end when he's got a jacked board. But I know I can probably eliminate him in the next round, or maybe this is a tournament, right? So he's fighting somebody else. If I choose to fight this guy, Comb could fight somebody else and get eliminated, and I won't have to do any of the work of dealing with his Ravager boards or whatever. But because it's not close in terms of the rewards, we're just going to go ahead and take this one. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the eliminated on next loss. And then if you are about to get eliminated, like it's a double elimination tournament. I didn't mention that in my first video, but you can actually, lose once and then continue going. And this is important later for like manipulating, manipulating the item that you would want at the very end. If you've gone deathless the entire run, like we haven't lost so far yet, we haven't disconnected or anything like that. So we know that, if we make it to the end and it's the final round, there's only one opponent left that's going to get eliminated on a loss. What we can do if we don't like the reward is just kind of lose on purpose, and then if we're confident about our team, and then beat him the second time around and hopefully get a better reward. Sorry, I'm not really talking about this particular fight. My flankers are just doing a really great job right now. If you noticed on the mini map, they actually just ran over the top side of his board. Remember, the top side of my board is my strong side of the board. He had a Titanic turtle as well, geez. Yeah, this round kind of played itself. Sorry, there's no real decision making here. And I think it's mainly because we took so many resources. We have so many more bodies than the opponent. And this kind of happened in the first video that I shot as well. We prioritized aggressively taking the 750, 750, 750 rewards. And I think it shows with just like, this was like a 15 to 12 fight or something where we just had so many more units than the other opponent. And so we're just beating them down here. Channeling, getting our reward. 8 orbs of fusing. Let's go ahead and look to spend. Thunderbirds from this guy. Remember I was talking about Thunderbirds in the very beginning. I think they're very good. This particular item is pretty good for the Thunderbirds. It protects them against like the defenders that are ranged. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sell the melee units as opposed to the ranged units. And remember, I have the melee units kind of doing the flanking, and I'm buying a flanking unit. So after I sold those two units, like I have an opening in my. We didn't get a Ravager. I'll go ahead and buy the volcanic guy at this time. But yeah, I have an opening on my flanking spot, right? So I want to put I want to put him there. Titanic Shell. This is the OP unit that I'm sure, if you're watching this video, you probably have lost to that unit at some point or another. Spear Dancer's pretty good. We'll buy it. And I don't need 2 of the Onslaught guys. So I'm not going to buy it. I'm just going to save up that currency. Maybe I'll buy it and sell it for somebody else. Okay, we're down to 5 opponents here. And so this isn't going to be one that goes deep into round 8. Like half of the people are going to get eliminated here. Reward-wise, I actually kind of want some GCPs. I've been flipping gems. I'm trying to level them. Even though it's much less currency than this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and take it. Put the Thunderbird on flank. I talked in the last one about why I think you should put in the 3rd row instead of the 2nd row, kind of in those front to back fights, right? Fire Breather, put them here. Actually, I'll put the Sage on flank. And the Spear Dancer I want with me. Spear Dancer with item, we're going to put slightly behind the Spear Dancer without an item. And it's a pretty solid board here. Scouting my opponent. Got Riptides, a couple Hinoka's Horns on defense. But overall, look at how many units we have on our board as opposed to our opponent here. We're gonna pretty much steamroll them, especially on this top side, because he's only got like 2 units on the top, and we have like 6. And so let's just kind of, while I'm going through the motions here, and I'm just kind of playing a little bit more defensive here and just letting our flankers do our thing. But while this one's playing out, I kind of want to talk about this concept of like understanding what your board needs at any given moment. So like right now, my team defends pretty well with the 2 Hinoka's Horns. It flanks okay. I have 4 flankers, but 3 of them are like kind of bad units. One of them is a Thunderbird with an item, which is pretty good. And then our attackers are just okay as well. It's kind of our leftover units. Our escort units are actually quite good. So I have like a lot of spear chuckers. So anytime I'm targeting something, the escort units will also target them, and we can deal damage to whatever we're trying to deal damage to pretty quickly. Okay, so this map again kind of just played itself. Not a really great demo for YouTube because I feel like we're just kind of steamrolling through this, but it might actually get a little bit harder here. And I anticipate it will because, we are at about rating 500, so. Already killed the boss totem. This was just destruction. Take our GCPs. With this currency, the shop actually didn't reset. I'll go ahead and just buy the Warcaller. We can put another Onslaught caster on the front lines. We have a spot in the front line for him. Could get a Shaman. I've actually never played with this guy before. Pours out the concoction in their bowl, healing all allies. It's kind of mid, if I'm being honest. I'm just going to take this dude with the item. He has a good item, which is nearby allies restore flash charges, and that's something that I actually want to put on my guy. Okay, again, scanning the items. None of the rewards are that great. We're past the point of really caring about currency because our board's almost done. This is a good opportunity. We'll just take the Scarab, and then also eliminate Comb at this time. And the other guy, one of these 2 will get eliminated, and then round 6 will be the end of this tournament. So Warcaller, we'll put him here. Actually, we'll put him in the center since we want him to cast. What I can do is I can take off this item. So what you can do is you can take this item and put it over into your equipment, and then put it on a unit that you want. Unfortunately, the UI is a little clunky, so you can't do like you can't put it on a unit that's already on your board for some reason. So what you have to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this Tidecaller, put it on him. Because this Tidecaller is always next to me, I'll benefit from this item, which is giving me flash charges every 3 seconds. Definitely hover over the items, see what they do, understand why they're good. Yeah, not much else to say here. Our board is fully decked out. He's got 2 Ravagers on escort, something to look out for. These cast little like volcanic fissures, which are really, really strong. I like them on escort or middle center attack. These Riptides are very tanky, and they do like a hook. It's kind of annoying. Just gonna stay towards the center. Let our Thunderbird with proc shield or whatever on the top kind of do work. Getting flanked by a Fieldmaster. I actually like Fieldmasters on flank quite a bit. They create a wall. Sometimes in combination with the Thunderbird, they can get a lot of damage done or completely take out a side. You know, if the defenders happen to be melee, for example, they have to like walk around the wall. Conversely, oh my gosh, we actually just got one shot. We stayed in melee range of Comb. So you can see here how long the res timer is. So I was going to say, conversely, like, you know, your defenders, you don't want them to be melee. You'd prefer your defenders to be range so they can quickly attack whoever's within range. That's what I was talking about. You can die. So these aren't deathless, but the good thing about this mode, and even if you're playing hardcore, is if you die in the mode, you actually just respawn. It's a good way to like finish out a level. I've reached level 93 playing mostly just this. Yeah. Safe way to level if you're like at 80% or 90%, you want to just like finish out that level, you can do this. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that in general concept that I was talking about with the what does your board need kind of makes sense. And I get the question a lot, why did you decide to sell your turtle versus your mage versus your warrior? And it's really just about what my board needed, right? Like, if my board needed like a corner unit to bait for attack, then I'd probably keep the mage. I like the mages a lot because, you know, when they're attacking totems, they actually channel the totems from range as well. Yeah, the Comb's kind of by himself here. We don't want to get one shot by him. So we're just going to check the health of some of these totems, how my flanker's been doing. Demolishers on defense. This totem's like all by itself. Why don't we just kill this? Come back. You know, like my defenders are kind of doing their job, keeping Comb busy. It's not like Comb had a bunch of people with him to like, you know, really wreck my base. So we just use that opportunity to kind of like scan the enemy base. Gotta be careful when clicking back here. If you like accidentally left click and you get hit by something, you know, you're gonna eat a 4-second stun. Could mean you like lose the game on the spot. So just something to keep in mind. And now it's like, okay, yeah, Comb's in our base and he might be killing some units. He might kill a couple units, but as long as he doesn't kill me, we're in good shape. In League of Legends, they call this a base race, you know, like an X-Peke, a backdoor, or whatever. That's kind of what we're doing right now. It's like we've identified an opportunity for us to just kind of like, just take over the game. See there, I went for the channel and then I got stopped by something. Yeah, pretty straightforward here. And here we go. Let's hope the reward is good. 250. Take the sage. Come on, YouTube, give me a good reward. I think the first time I filmed the video, it was like a 6 link, which isn't bad, but let's pog out for a divine orb or something. Okay, final round here. It's 3 gilded blight scarabs. I could lose on purpose. Yeah, why don't we do it just to show you guys how to lose on purpose and like why you might want to do that. You do get 250, so take a look here. I've got 0 on the Navali here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the fight. I'm not going to scout the board because our plan is to lose on purpose. Then I'm just going to type /exit. This brings me back to the beginning. I had 0 of the Navali currency, but because I quote-unquote lost this fight, it thinks, oh man, you really suck. Here's some extra currency to help you out. I had the extra sage I could sell, and now I have this extra guy I can sell. You know, if I was really trying to min-max, what I could do here is like maybe sell 2 of my sages and like buy something. I'm looking at vendors that already have a little bit of money. Just see if there's something important I could buy. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the 2 sages. I'm going to sell this. And I'm going to go down 1 more sage and this guy to buy a Ravager. Ravagers are really good. I'm actually going to have 1 less unit than I probably should on my board. Unfortunately, I traded 3 Gilded Blight Scarabs for 1 Gilded Sulfite Scarab. That's just my luck. Oh man, you can see here we're missing a unit, which is sad, but okay. Let's go ahead and scout the board. Just my luck. 3 Mystic Prophets, double Hinoka's Horn. This guy's board's actually kind of strong. It definitely got stronger than the last time we fought it. And a Death's Guide. This guy creates like a Chaos Aura. I prefer to have that guy like middle center. We're just gonna fight kind of front to back, like I said. Because my opponent has an idol, his top side's kind of weak due to it. I mean, the idol's going to give temporary strength when it gets used, but in terms of, you know, units to help defend his top turret, he doesn't have an extra unit up there. So just something to keep my eye on. You know, I'm noticing my flankers, which turrets have my flankers done damage to, and maybe there's an opportunity for me to, like, you know, if there's a moment of reprieve, kind of go up here and look to see if I could finish off. There we go. So finish off that totem. That was one of the topside ones that we were talking about that got weak from a flank, and also because, you know, there weren't a lot of supporting units around it. And now that unit's gone and won't come back, and now we can just, you know, as long as we don't lose any units, we're going to kind of just win the numbers game here. It's kind of making a mess in the middle. There's a couple units that we didn't get to see in this one. Like, you didn't get to see me deal with the turtles. You didn't get to see me deal with, like, the frenzied guys when they blow up. You know, there's some interesting things you could play around with. You want to make sure you prioritize certain units that, like, buff the enemy team. All this stuff is going to kind of come from experience. You know, once you get up to 500 rating, you guys will have played a lot of this, and you guys will know kind of which units are your favorite. You know, what constitutes a strong board, what constitutes a strong enemy board, and, you know, the balance between resource management. It really is like a game within a game, and I think that's why I've enjoyed this patch so much. I'm gonna kind of just let this play out. I don't know how good of a YouTuber this one was, but you know, hopefully hearing me talk out my thoughts, you know, helps you guys hit the rating you want, get the currency rewards you want, play this mechanic. I'm gonna not stop it here. I wouldn't blue ball you guys like that. I definitely want to see the rewards at the end as well. I'll try and end it a little bit quicker if I can. You can see the escort guys helping me take down some of these totems. I traded a lot though. I traded all 3 of my frontline attack totems, 2 of my defense totems, and 1 of my escorts, but we killed like his entire backline, so worth. One thing to worry about when you're doing this is if they have something that like restores the health, or, you know, gives a molten shell to their totems. You know, you wouldn't want to try this. See how this thing just healed the full after I channeled it down. That you know, if you were planning on killing it for that first one, you just in the nick of time or whatever, and then it heals to full. You know, could be bad. So keep that stuff in mind. Okay, we beat him. Basically no way to lose here. I've actually died before, and just, you know, because I constructed such a good board, my board actually just won the game for me. That's something that's happened. So let's hope we get a good omen. The best omen I've gotten so far is the Jeweler's Orb. Gives you a guaranteed 6 sockets. I have not gotten the 6-link one. I have not gotten the Chance Orb one. Actually did die. This guy's got 1 HP. Alright, enemy. All right, opponent, good job. All right, our new ranking, we are now above 500. I've got 3 units for my next one. Let's go ahead and show you guys what the rewards are. Gilded Sulfite Sarah, we do that. Permanently more damage and all res tattoo. Okay, well, that's it for this run. We'll be doing a whole bunch more of these on twitch.tv/THI3N. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.